How's it going, YouTube?
Am I 6?
Yeah, I think we have one person watching. That's awesome.
One person? So, we're back doing a live stream.
Yep.
Went to Zip Tie Drags. I did not go. Rich went.
Yeah, Stefan went. Hoogie wanted to go, but his girlfriend had other plans for him. I guess they had a wedding to go to. So he said, it's okay, I'll be there for the live chat, which is tonight. But again, she wouldn't let him go. So I think it's his anniversary today, which is really no excuse. But anyway, I'm going to throw her under the bus again. Just saying, Hoogie really wanted to be here. His chair is here and everything. And again, he's not present. So he's really feeling like Stefan is stepping on his toes a little bit. And he really, I don't know, this girl thing is not working out. So we'll have to see how this goes. We'll see. We'll have to see how this goes. I don't know.
It's working out for him.
I mean, they're
working out for us.
I mean, they're happy. They're happy.
No one thinks about the friends.
No,
right?
nobody thinks about us in the DEBOSS garage. Poor Hoogie. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Zip Tie Drags was awesome, except that it was too far away. So,
how long did it take you? When did you guys leave? Because I think you got there like late at night.
We got there at 10:30. We left at 8:30 in the morning, but there's an hour change too yet, right?
Yeah,
so we really, it goes back an hour. So I don't know. It took way too long, but
Way too long.
so it was fun, and I wouldn't do it again. Don't drive 12 hours to go see Roadkill. Like, it was great, but don't drive 12 hours.
So you wouldn't drive to like California?
I would drive to California because there's something to see in California. You go to St. Louis, all there is riots, and us Canadians can't go to the riots. So
That's true. And we're driving to Florida.
we just be apologizing all the time. Florida's fine. It's nice and warm. There's something to see in Florida. There's nothing in St. Louis. It's just another part. It looks like Dunville. Why would we drive 12 hours? Anyway, that was really good. It was pretty cool seeing the guys again. And I watched a Rob Dom video today where he went to Roadkill Nights.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he's like, oh, they knew who I was, and they seen some of my videos. And I'm like, dang it, I think they just say that to everybody. I don't know who this joker is. Oh, yeah, we watch the videos all the time. Oh, yeah.
They probably know who he is.
Yeah.
He visited Fast and Furious. Did you see that? Saw all the cars.
Rob Dom?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he got to see like the ice charger.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't miss that. I don't know.
Yeah, very cool. Cool video.
Nice.
Hello, everybody.
Well, all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of people.
Yes, we're in Ontario.
Ontario, Canada, not Ontario, California.
Yeah.
I had lots of requests to go work on somebody's stuff in California, but that's 2,600 miles away for you Americans. 4,200 kilometers. I bought a service truck out of California, 1991 International 4900. The air ride seat was broken because they took the compressor off, and had no radio, no air conditioning. I bought it sight unseen, and then me and my brother flew down there and drove the truck back 4,200 kilometers, 20,000 pound service truck with crane and everything. Awesome road trip. Too bad we didn't have a camera. But anyway.
Yeah,
Yes.
if you guys,
I
we're
can't-
going to be checking out Drive Tribe, seeing some of your guys' rides. If you've got something you're working on, you're building, you want to show it off, head over to debossgarage.com/drivetribe. I'll type up the link here, but you can build a little gallery, throw up an image, and we select one every time we do one of these for the thumbnail. So that's what you see you're seeing a 97 Cummins from Sean Carver. That's from the last time we did this.
The epiphany of the channel.
Yeah.
Can you turn the screen? I can't read a single comment.
Yeah.
Power.
So yeah, I'll type up that.
Worst state ever. Why is California the worst state? I found out that there's more people in California than all of Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Hey, Rob Freddy's here.
Really? Rob Freddy's here?
He's got a Corvette. How's the Corvette coming?
I was gonna call Rob, saying what the hell's going on with the project. Seriously, I haven't heard anything. My wife's emailing both of us saying when are the dates, and not that she's gonna come, but we have to figure out. Her schedule fluctuates an hour, and somebody's got to pick up the girls from daycare, so she's not even. Yeah, so I was gonna call Rob today and say, what are the dates? And then he put out a video saying, is that actually Rob, or is that somebody just joking?
Yeah, that's it.
It's actually Rob?
Yeah.
Okay. so then he put out the video on I still don't have the dates. I'm like, oh, for shit's sake, Rob, get the dates together so that my wife can get off my back, please. But anyway.
Nice. Dynoing tomorrow?
Awesome. Who's dynoing?
Rob,
yeah, I seen that video. Have you figured out how much it weighs yet, Rob? I'm dying to know how much the cars weigh.
We're dying to know how much your car weighs. Then we'll tell you what ours weighs.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot left of ours, so it should be pretty cool. So, the Duramax 64 is like I made that video. I'm not doing anything with that because I got all my spare time right now is going towards the Audi and keeping the hydro on, just fixing customers' vehicles. So the projects right now, I said I have to finish the GTO first, and the Audi, the 64 truck will be after that. But we did talk to Andy from Tuesley's, and he's interested in turning it into the tow truck. So I want to do air ride. He's not sold on the air ride because he wants to tow with it. Not sure that the airbags will be able to hold what he wants it to do, but I don't want to make it like an all-time tow truck. I just want to like occasionally tow something with it, and then go to like demolition derbies, and it's good advertising for him to pull the cars out, and that kind of really stands out that way. And Stefan wants to use it at his place because he lives close to the highway and he just wants to make money at night. But how cool would it be if you break down a 1964 pickup as your tow truck home?
Yeah.
If you're the only driver, because there's only one other seat. Two, I guess, if we put a bench seat in it. But anyway.
We got some comments we gotta catch up.
Okay.
Did you get this one?
No. You need Grand Marquis frame and drivetrain for any projects? Not off the top of my head. We're pretty good in that aspect because basically the frames and the drivetrains, I don't want the engine because I've always got my own little engine in mind long before the project even starts. And drivetrain, Andy's pretty good. You don't really sell many frames for pickups or cars or whatever. It's not really a high ticket item at the scrapyard, so we basically have our pick of whatever we want in there. And it's only 8 minutes down the road. So thanks, Cody, for the work. Thanks. 40-year New Year's of Falls, nice. I should get you to pick up some of my parts at the border for me. Newfoundland, nice. Hey, what are you doing the last 2 weeks of January for the race? Because we need somebody from Newfoundland to do all our speaking engagements to fill every Canadian stereotype for anything ever going on with this race. So you have an open invitation to join us and stand beside me and just
have to
repeat
get your own way down there.
Or make your way down to Southern Ontario, and I'm sure we've got a car for you to hop in. So you just need to drive the 18 hours from Newfoundland to Ontario. We'll drag you the other 18 hours down to Florida. So, Aaron, your audio's low?
Yeah, I know. That's because I'm not speaking over here.
Okay. Again, like I need to work on. I love all the comments. So you should work on this, and hey, you should. We released a couple of Cummins videos. We did the Common Rail and the VP44, and lots of comments like, hey, you should do a P pump conversion into a 24 valve. That'd be great, but somebody's got to pay for it. Again, I'm still just a shop that work on stuff that every one of those projects is somebody else's that they're paying me to do. I'd love to put a 24 valve into the Silverado and put the P pump on it. That's fine, but I got to pay for that too, and right now it's not in the budget. built our house 9 years ago, and I still don't have stone on the fireplace. So okay, so here it goes. Audi, GTO, then I gotta finish the house. And finishing the stone on the fireplace last year was a huge accomplishment, because that was probably a 200-hour project. But it's done, and that's a huge sigh of relief. I just need to get some of these projects done so that I'm not this scatterbrained, all over the place kind of guy. So no, I'm not going to work on any 80s Mercedes unless you bring me an 80 Mercedes and write a check saying, here, do this to my 80s diesel Mercedes. So
we'd love to be a shop that just works on your request.
We'd love to make the hundreds of thousands of dollars through YouTube and do whatever we want, but unfortunately we both have full-time jobs, and those are I just take you guys along, and a lot of the videos, and I got one coming out too, is like the projects take so long because really the Mercedes, I'm not making much money on that. I'm losing money at this point. And the bigger projects, the dually, I gave him a better deal on that. I didn't make a ton of money on that one, but I thought it was cool and it helped the channel and stuff. But the real money is, hey, my diesel Ram VP44 is not running and I need it by Tuesday, fix it, and here's a check because I need that truck. That's where the money is. But we are doing some pretty cool stuff at VNR. I worked on the Centerbogen, got rid of a fuel knock on there, and then might be doing some work on a link belt excavator, yeah, some cool stuff that way coming, but stick around for that.
There's a lot of comments coming.
Yeah, so we're just gonna pick and choose, or we're gonna go down the list. Are we becoming popular? What happened? So, how many letters are in the Canadian alphabet? There are 28. There's a couple stutters in there, and there's a couple A's, and yeah. There's A as in A, and then there's A as in EH.
We'll bring you some. We'll bring you some maple syrup, Rob.
Actually, yeah, funny thing, that we're trying to fulfill every Canadian stereotype when we're coming down. I actually put out a Facebook thing. Can everybody save their maple syrup containers for us, and just have the trunk just littered with maple syrup things? And yeah, we are working on. I mean, it probably won't happen, but you know, we'd like to get like a Tim Hortons sponsorship on a car. But,
yeah. You know, it just
probably won't happen. So.
Mercedes.
There's a couple things with the wagon.
A couple questions about the wagon.
All right. We talked about whether we should say this or not. We'll spill the beans on it because nobody watches these live chats anyway. We get 1,000 views at the end, and most people just kind of flick through. So the chances of people hearing are slim. What happened with the Mercedes is I should have watched Matt Happelmore and slap the engines together, which would have saved me in this case. What happened was to put the proper torque on the balancer bolt, which is, I forget what it is, 90 foot-pounds, and then another certain amount of degrees. I don't have it in front of me. One of the guys at the shop put a socket in between the crank throat and the side of the block so that the engine wouldn't turn over when he was tightening it, and he did not take that socket back out again, and it was okay. The Mercedes ran for a while actually, but it actually because the engine spins the other way, the socket dropped into the pan, and if it would have been in the front of the pan, it would have fell into by the pickup there, and it would have stayed there forever, just rolling around, never caused a problem. But it was at the back of the engine. It rolled underneath where one of the crank throws was, and it it hit the connecting rod, and it shattered the rod, and destroyed the block, and destroyed the pan, and did a bunch of other damage. So that was not cool. And then, anyway, we figured that out, and then I messed up. And this is where YouTube kind of bites you in the ass, because we were wanting to make a video. We got all the parts back, got every the parts that we needed. I bought an engine kit from Rock Auto, which was a engine tech, Mevo tech, I already forget. Full kit. We apologized to the customer. We bought him an aluminum block to make up for it because we put a hole in the cast blocks. Okay, got the block, put it all together. So 2 new connecting rods, all new pistons, all new bearings, rebuilt the whole thing. So he's got a brand new engine. And what happened was they're the full floating pistons because it's 06, and there's 2 clips on either side in the pistons that hold the piston pin in. So laid out all my parts, had everything nicely organized, working away. It was nice. It was later. It was quiet in the shop, nobody bugging me. I put all the pistons in, everything looked good, turned over nice. Then cleaned up my engine kit, and I found an extra clip. And I thought, oh shit, I forgot to put one of the C-clips in the piston pin. So pulled all the pistons back out again, and I didn't forget a clip. They sent 17 clips in the kit where I only needed 16. So now I'm in a bad mood and I'm late. I'm probably about 2 hours behind schedule because I wanted to get this video out for the next day. And I should have stopped, and I've said it over and over again, go in the house after 7 because nothing good happens after 7. What happened was I got a 4.8 connecting rod in my engine that was meant for a 5.3. Now the 4.8 has a shorter stroke, but it has a longer connecting rod. So that connecting rod is 200 thou longer than the 5.3, and I did not check my protrusion on my piston. And it's just one of those stupid mistakes. I popped the head back on again, and I bumped the starter to tighten up my torque converter bolts, and I smashed the piston against the head. So now I got to take it out twice. So that block is out. It is at the shop. They are putting a new sleeve in it because it did actually score the side of the block. I could have thrown a piston in it that night. I got another piston. I have another connecting rod, but that's not what I do for the customer. Called him up, feeling like an idiot, and anyway, I'm putting the engine back together again. That video will be out in a couple weeks again, and yeah, we'll probably make a video actually explaining what happened.
Yeah, a lot of the hang-up was really just to see sort of where things landed as far as making sure we understood what was going on.
Yep.
And then also what is Rock Auto going to do? What, you know,
absolutely squat. They said, we will happily give you another $75 connecting rod, but all the damage that it did, screw you. And it is my fault. I should have checked the protrusion, but I did not. So, I don't know. It is one of those things. We just keep going. But this is, like, I'm losing. The Mercedes is awesome. But enough is enough, and I don't have it's just not that nice project anymore because it's just this car looming over my head. But it'll get done. There's no problem. Worked on it all day today.
It'll be fun when it's done.
It'll be fun when it's done, as long as everything works the way it's supposed to. I learned a lot. A 4.8 connecting rod is 200 thou longer than a 5.3 rod. Can't see it with the naked eye, but a smashed up piston against the head will very quickly tell you. Hope that answers your questions. What is your advice, or just your general thoughts, on first-time homeowners and advice having a steel building workshop built? All right, so you cannot go wrong with buying property or houses. But when I bought it, I was actually 19 when I bought my house, and I was lucky that I did it before the market went stupid, and it's absolutely insane right now, prices. I think if you can do it, buy it. I don't think the value will go down. Make sure that you do your homework and make sure that it is in good shape, that there's no asbestos in there, there's no mold in there, that the roof is in good shape. Mold really sucks. As for a workshop, steel buildings are not workshops. They are storage sheds for farmers to park their grain buggies in so they don't get rained on. If you're talking about like the chrome domes, they're hard to insulate. And actually, if you get a chrome dome, we call them like the half moon shelters, whatever, with the corrugated steel. The problem with that is if you want to insulate it, there's no way to clad the inside of it, and you have to get a fireproof insulation, and it's probably at least double the price of normal spray foam, and spray foam on its own is already expensive. No windows, and it's hard to hang stuff off of. So just suck it up and go with a pole barn building 100%. Put your doors where you want and put the windows where you want. So, all right, Rob, you're already bored with our conversation. All right, sure. Yeah, piss off. Yeah. So, yeah, be in touch. I'm going to put you directly to my wife so you can explain to her that when the dates are and that you've got everything in order. And I want those Firestone tires soon, too. So, we're going to be ripping on the car before we know
Firestone?
it. So, or so Firestone. Why did I say Firestone? Michelin's. Michelin's all the way. I'm building a 71 Dodge Polaris sedan and deciding between a Holly tri-power and a Edelbrock dual quad. Holly tri-power 100%.
There you go.
You want a 71 Dodge Demon for free? Sure, I will take a 71 Dodge Demon for free.
What would you do with that engine, though? Like, you're not going to leave it in the Demon.
What's that?
You're not going to leave that engine in the Demon, though.
What's that?
What would you do with the engine out of that?
I don't know. Sell it. The tape boss is sorry we were on holidays, so it was a week late there, and I just shipped out a whole batch of them, so it should be in there, but I didn't ship them out until I think Monday. Apologize for the wait. A month ago. That seems like a long time. If you're the guy from Norway, I'm sorry, but Norway, the shipping is basically, it's like 3 times the price to get it air shipped or the land ship. It's anywhere from like 3 to 5 weeks, and I'm sorry about that, but if you're the guy from Norway, I know I shipped it. It is coming. So 2.8 Cummins, any plans? We've talked to Cummins and they haven't said anything for as what they're doing. I think they're having troubles with emissions, getting their engine to pass the emissions. So yeah. So, you win some like that. That's awesome. Actually, funny story. Stefan and me went to go look at a motorhome yesterday that was free. It was a 36-footer Coachman Santera, and it was the lady said she was giving it away for free, but I was right in '93. Right in that first couple years, they did have 5.9 Cummins in it, so we got all excited and like no matter what, even if it's in terrible shape, 56,000 original kilometers on it. So we went. She said it was between this road and this road, but not an exact address. But there was like 4 trailer parks in that area. So Stefan and I just went to trailer parks and said, we came up with a different story, showed her the Kijiji ad, the people at the desk. It's like, hey, we asked to get a price on moving this motorhome. Is it in this park? And the first one's like, no, it's too old. Second one, Stefan's like, I've been here before. Or she's like, this is a nudist, this is a...
It's been here before.
Because I had to pick something up, and their guy walked out of there flat naked. He's like, this is the nudist resort. Anyway, it's not anymore. It changed ownership. So it's not a nudist resort anymore. We found the motor home, but it was a gas job, and somebody already picked it up. So, but that was pretty cool.
4.9 TDI swap.
Yeah.
Again, I think that comes back to
customers. Actually, my brother's got a 1.9 in his Jetta. The Jetta's not doing anything. He's trying to sell it, so maybe we'll end up putting that into something somewhere. But I will check next build. And it's stupid. It's just one of those, because I was in a bad mood because of those clips. Because that 3.3 Cummins that I dropped off. This project started like 8 months ago. And he's just lollygagging, but we finally got the 3.3 is bored, new sleeves in it, new pistons, new bearings, crank is turned, head is done. I'm about to pick that up, and he's explaining to me all the protrusion. I'm like, yeah, protrusion. I know, don't worry about it. But it just sucks that because I was in a bad mood, I didn't think to check the protrusion. Just throw a dial indicator on the top of the block, and shit happens. But whatever, we're getting through. I am dirty, actually. Aaron's wife makes me sit on a towel because I got the chair dirty. Can you see that?
This is now Rich's chair.
No.
It's the only one that he ever sits in.
It's really bad. So it looks like I'm clean, but my pants are still dirty. Probably because the Tahoe, I use it for a work truck too. So the spaghetti build is going awesome. I'm actually really, really excited about that. Since the LS parts are getting worked on by somebody else from the Mercedes, and I have most of the trucks done in the yard. I got a small job to do on an 85 Cadillac free something. Anyway, I'll be working on it tomorrow. A couple guys are coming tomorrow night, and then probably up until Sunday. So the ram is in the back, the air filters are mounted for the engine, the turbos are starting to get seated, and then the brakes are all done. They're on. We have to run the lines to them yet. I just got the last of the suspension parts for the front, so the lower control arm, the upper control arms for the back, simple stuff. The coilovers are on and installed, so we got adjustable coilovers for height and stiffness all the way around. That's on. Anybody who was at the zip tie drags got to see that, and I'm really pumped about this car actually. So it's starting, the stance is right now, so pretty pumped about that. So anyway,
yeah, this dude's truck for the thumb.
nice. Yeah. Yeah. We figured, we did the common rail and the VP44. Friday is the lift pump video, so perfect one for this month's whatever. So Brazil, nice, love it. 2.8 power stroke Ranger, awesome. I wish we could get the little quarter-ton trucks with diesels in it. One day I'm gonna bring in a Helix from Japan. So plumbing apprenticeship, should you go through the union or contact business owners? Contact business owners. I'm not a union guy. I'm get your own work. Don't rely on somebody else to give you work. It will keep you out of some places because they want unions, but I've always had good luck just putting my name on a truck and driving around word of mouth, and I never had a day off. So like squad, where is the like squad at? I don't.
Where are you? Oh, here, look at this one here. He's in California.
Oh, we're in June, beginning of June in California. Well, you know what? It should have been there by now. I will look you up in June, July. Oh, that's way too long. Yeah, it probably got lost in the mail. If I put tracking on it, the tracking actually costs more than the tape loss. So if they get lost in the mail once in a while, I'll just ship you another one. Sorry about that. I will go back to yours in June in California. Diesel Dan. Yeah. So it was supposed to be. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't do the actual mail, like it got sent out. I know it got sent out, but I don't do the actual delivering of it. So sorry about that. Yeah, I can piss some people off. So. Cross from the elementary school. That'd be something.
Yeah.
Close the curtains. Close the curtains.
No recess today, kids.
Any chance of selling the SRT Audi caliper brackets? Yes, but it comes with the rest of the car. Make an offer after the race. You got the same car? Actually, you know what? If you want, they were done on a CNC machine, and the brackets are, like, he's done all the measuring for it. So if that's what you want, hit us up at DEBOSSgarage@gmail.com, and I can get him to print out some other ones, get you a price on it. I had to pay more for him because he had to do the actual measuring, but he should be able to just print it out in the CNC and just make up 4 more brackets. So just bought a 02 F250, looking for suggestions on mods. Honestly, I don't know that much. Don't hook up your MAF to 12 volts like the one guy did in the did we make a video on that? I don't know. I think we didn't. The young guy in our town there, he wanted to roll coal, so if he went online and figured if you give the MAF 12 or full voltage, then the MAF will think that a pile of air is coming in and dump a bunch of fuel out, which gives you more power. But what he didn't know was that the MAF runs on 5 volts, and he gave it 12 and actually fried his engine computer. So that little joke cost him like $2,000. By the time he was done buying computers and flashing them and being down with his truck for like a week and a half. So
what are you doing for boost control?
So we were hoping for a sponsorship from Turbo. Who's that? Turbo. Jacob from Piston Head Productions was looking at that, and they just said no. So we're open to whatever you want to give us, but otherwise we'll have to do some manual controls with some extra tough springs in there or something or other. We'll get there. We'll definitely be talking to Matt Happel. We've talked to him a couple times already, and we're hoping to work something out with him. So unfortunately, we were hoping to take an engine and put it on an engine dyno and scatter it all over the floor, seeing how much we can get out of a 4.8, and then save the tune and put that into the Audi. But it doesn't look like everybody's got any free time in time, so we might take the whole car to him and do an all-wheel drive dyno on the Audi. The problem is that we can only go to what the transmission's built for, and we can't see the full potential of a 4.8. So sorry guys. He wants to see what a 4.8 can do at the top end, and we've seen Hot Rod did some magazines on it. They got 1,400 horsepower out of a 6.0.
So they say.
So they say, but we want to actually prove it and do the actual process of it rather than a little clip online and this is what we did, right? Or some magazine article. So the guy to my right, your left, is the editor. So this guy, this is Aaron. He actually spends more time on DEBOSS Garage than I do. Without him, none of this would be happening. And this is how DEBOSS Garage started, because he lost his job, and then I kept him busy in the shop, and that didn't really work out. But he said, hey, you're doing some cool stuff. Let's just make some videos on it, and I'll take care of all the editing. And I said, you can do whatever you want.
I work in a different industry, so I am a video editor.
Yep.
Videographer. So.
And does that all day for somebody else, and then all night he comes and edits here. So I don't think you guys realize that for about every minute online of video that gets posted is about an hour's worth of editing. So if it's a
20 to 30 hours every week.
Yeah.
On this stuff, so.
Right. So, and that's where the Patreon stuff comes into, because it really is another full-time job that whatever.
This
right?
doesn't make any financial sense to me at the moment.
No, not to me
But
either.
okay.
We're losing
That's
our shirt on YouTube. We're having a riot doing it. So, yeah.
Fuel line caps.
So the caps, I'm sure you can get them on eBay. I don't know if you want to Google that real quick, but there's nothing wrong with welding that line as long as you do a good weld. That's all, and just stay out of the way. The problem is, like, as soon as if you do have a leak and it sprays out, it's dangerous, like the first foot, and then the rest, it'll mist and atomize like it would inside the cylinder. It's just don't put your finger over the line because it'll blow a hole through your finger. That's all. So cam. I'd keep it stock, bro, if you got that kind of miles. Is he talking to somebody else? Yeah?
I think he's answering someone else.
Yeah. Injector knock. Is the timing off? Like, is it firing too soon or what? I'm not sure what you mean there. Is the ejector falling apart? So
7.3 power strokes. We made a video on that.
Yeah, so check that out. The IDIs were kind of gutless wonders. They last forever because they're gutless. So the 7.3s were much better. They have their own issues, but I'd buy a 7.3. So if it wasn't for that dinging in the ignition that drives me absolutely up the wall, I'd buy a 7.3. So, hey, yeah, no worry about the. It was just one of these things. I'm trying to convince Stefan that the trip was worth it, that it was worth driving 12 hours. I'm like, hey, we could probably check out the Cummins plant on the way home. Add another 4 hours to our 12-hour trip. But yeah, we didn't have time, but we will take you up on that at some point. So. And then thoughts on Moog wheel hubs. Best, are there better? Moog is a fantastic name. So we actually have Moog bearings in the Audi. So if that means anything to you, I've never had an issue with the Moogs. There we go. I'm already reading about somebody seriously giving us a car. So, so would love to give it to you and see it come to life with a diesel.
It's just sitting there, and you just know how to get it, or what?
Here's the car. Cross the border, guys. It'll be funny. Make a video on it as you go to jail. Is that your demon? I think so. It's parked over there.
Go
serious. Get it.
Send us an email, but I mean...
Yeah, send us some pictures. I'm always up for a free car. Actually, this is a nice time to go to Michigan because we like catching the odd football game or whatever. So, yeah, 2006, 2007 LB. It won't be an LB7Z. Oh yeah, it is LB7. That's right. That is 100% the best year to get and the most sought after too, especially for conversions and that. So, to put a you can check out the how much would it cost video. It's basically that much. If you do it yourself, you can save some money, but watch that video. It explains everything in it. How much is the cost and can I do it? Going to get saying I have a Ford with a V10 train. No shit. I harp on the Ford guys, but I'm glad that you guys are sticking around. It's all in good fun. Ford and I have a mutual agreement that we just hate each other, and when it gets in, I had good luck with it.
Ford runs ads against our videos, so I mean that's saying something.
Ford actually pays for most of our YouTube, believe it or not.
Well, you know.
So yeah, it's okay. Stick around, guys. So 2015 Toyota Helix 3.0. Again, I don't know because I've never driven one.
We don't have those here.
No, and the problem is, I think I don't have the time to do my research on the new vehicles, and there's no shortage of channels that review brand new vehicles, and they have the journalism advantages of seeing them first and doing proper reviews on them as much as somebody in the driver's seat can inspect those cars. Like, I've never seen anybody crawling underneath or opening the hood and saying, oh, you know, this is easy to get at, the oil filter makes sense, this is stupid. Like, a neighbor just bought an old Mercedes something or other. It says it takes 3 hours to do an oil change because you got to take all the skid plates off. I look for stuff like that. And I'd look for that on a new vehicle, but I can't do a review on it because I've never worked on one and I've never driven one, and I don't have the time to research them. So any of the reviews that I do are on vehicles that I have experience on and that I can legitimately say, this is my experience and this is why I like it or don't like it. So. Yeah.
Be converted.
Aftermarket connected to a diesel tach. I don't. What year and what model? Put that in afterwards. I'm not sure. Yeah, I can. What am I doing? Okay, that'll be coming up. The video on the dash lights on a first gen Dodge. There's two projects that are taking forever, and I built the RT Baker, and that owner wants to build a crew cab Studebaker truck on a 1-ton Dodge frame with a VE 5.9 and an automatic dually, and this truck is going to be done nice. I think he's just saving up the cash for that. The frame is sandblasted and painted. The engine, the parts are ordered to just freshen up the engine, typical leaks and valve set and that. When we get into the cab and doing the wiring, I'll make a video on that, but it's not going to be for a while. So
there's a Patreon comment.
Okay.
Oh, he's been waiting half an hour.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Patreon's not great at some things.
Like yeah.
Notifying us when people comment on.
Oh, I know. I answered that.
Did you?
Yeah,
oh,
don't go for the steel building. Like go for a studded building, and whatever house you can get. I can't see it losing value. It'll fluctuate and the market will raise and lower slightly, but again, home ownership keeps you from building Audi race cars and throwing all your money into that because you're so broke you have to pay for drywall and roof, and it's actually a sensible thing. So yeah.
There you go.
So yeah.
Dash lights.
Yeah,
First
I just said that.
sorry,
Yeah. It would not. It would sit and knock at idle when it was cold. Came from the top, and I don't know what else it could be. So if it's doing that, just crack the injectors and see if it's a particular injector, because it could be a particular cylinder, but the knock should go away when the fuel goes out. So on the first gen, just wear gloves, be careful of the fuel, and crack them one at a time. So love you guys in Texas. Hope everything's looking all right after Harvey. So yeah.
And Florida, for that matter.
And Florida, yeah. Our transmission's from Houston, and I thought it'd be funny to send it to Florida right before Irma hit. So we do have our transmission. So
yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah, tell that again. No one's heard that yet.
Oh yeah, so we ordered our transmission from Advanced Automotion, who is in Texas, somewhere.
Corpus Christi, Texas.
Yeah, and he's shipping it out right before the Harvey hit. And the shipping company actually made a mistake, and I ended up with somebody else's hubs, and somebody in Florida ended up with our transmission. And then Irma hit about 3 days after, 2 or 3 days after they picked it up, which in theory it should have been at the border, but our transmission was in transit for about 6 weeks. Yeah, and we just got it. But good news is we have a double disc McLeod clutch to go in it that can handle 800 foot-pounds of torque. And it just fits inside the bell housing of the Audi transmission, but the ring gear doesn't. But the bell housing off of 4L60 slides just over top of the bell housing on the Audi. So with some tweaking, we're going to weld the bell housing right over top of the Audi, and it'll bolt right up to the engine. No problem. So the Demon is mine. Can you send us a picture of the Demon? Just because now I'm getting to, like, we'll be driving through Michigan at some point. I would have taken a. Does it run?
Can't do anything with it. What does that mean?
Yeah, like. Does it run? Does it drive? What year Demon? When did they start making Demons? I don't know. I'll pick up a Demon.
I thought those were new.
Yeah, we like new cars.
This guy's joking.
Yeah. You're actually in like India, aren't you? You just need a deposit.
Yeah.
The shipping company is coming to get it, but yeah. Put a turbo on it, thinking this was my issue. Fixed nothing. 0124 valve. What's it doing? Just low power. Check your. Now I'm starting to go brain dead. Check your lift pump pressures. Yeah. Okay, passed by a new junkyard today. It was called Avalon Ford. I like it.
2500.
NV 2500. No, I never even knew they made one. So I knew they had a 3500, and a 4500. Never knew they had a 2500. Before you swap it for anything else, unless you're doing crazy horsepower with the engine, I would pull that transmission apart and see what's actually going on inside there. It might be a shifter fork or just one worn gear, and it might not even be that bad. IDI reviews. Here's my IDI reviews. It's a great engine because it's gutless, and it lasts forever because it is gutless. I've seen them go well over 1 million kilometers. The only issues that really piss me off with those is they have little plastic return caps on the injectors and little rubber hoses that connect those together. And they always crack and they always leak. And once a year you got to change those stupid little plastic caps. So you can buy the kit online. Not a big deal. It's just it's stupid. I don't know why they do it. And the glow plugs, if you crank the engine over before the wait to start is off, your glow plugs are red hot, and you spray fuel on the glow plugs and it'll burn the glow plugs out. And it's a pain because it will not start without the glow plugs. I think it's sad that an engine like a Cummins, no matter what year, like no matter how, if it's above freezing, it'll start. Ford will not start unless the glow plugs are working, and I don't understand it. It should fire. Anyway, delete the 6.0. It's garbage. Honestly, go to powerstrokehelp.com. He's got all the videos there. He gets much more in depth than the power strokes there. So,
Wait, this is something from before.
yeah, I don't know.
Gas aftermarket tap. Be converted to diesel tap.
Okay, go back. What was it? 88 to 98.
89 GM.
Yeah, so that one would have had the one wire on the. So it's on a diesel tack. I'm not sure honestly how the diesels pick up the tack on that. If that was the 6.2 or the 6.5, was it off the alternator? I'm not sure, but the dash. I'm trying to remember my trucks. The dash is still a circuit board, so you're trying to put an aftermarket tack on the signal that's going to the circuit board, because that's going to be difficult. But you might be able to grab it off the alternator, which is probably, post that one on our Facebook group. They would know better than me, honestly. No, any 12 valve is a bad idea in a half ton because it just weighs too much. So the engine that's in half tons, if you take a 305 or 5.3 or a 5.7, they weigh roughly 500 pounds. A 5.9 Cummins weighs 1,270 pounds dressed. So just, it's not going to work. You got to beef up the whole suspension. Training's not going to take it. It's just way too much work. Go sell your truck and buy a 3/4 ton. Sorry to bust your bubbles, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, we'll keep doing what we're doing. Smoking white and blue. White and blue. Yeah, that's fuel. Definitely fuel. But crack the lines and see if that knot goes away. We're doing that on a Senebogen, the Deutz engine, which has the individual injection pumps, and it was actually just firing it too soon for some reason. It was the timing was way too far advanced, so we retarded the timing, and the knock actually went away. So it does not run, has an old rebuild. Can you picture of the Demon in October? It's at the summer house. Will be nice. Needs a whole restoration. I have a lot of projects. It's a giant pain. Not a giant pain, but it isn't easy to just bring a car across the border either, and then nail us with taxes every time.
It's easier to bring just the engine, isn't it?
Yeah. It's easier to take something over to the States, install a bunch of parts, and then take it back over the border.
We still got that convertible.
We still have the convertible.
Yeah.
No. It's the convertible's for sale. No, I want to sell that convertible. Somebody buy that 48 convertible off of me.
Line convertible.
Yeah, it's a super rare car. A lot of brand new parts with it. I don't even want to look at it. I don't regret taking it. I was thinking about it as I was driving today. I got the car because I sold the 4-door. I had no use for the 4-door. I had my fun with it, but I really don't have much desire for the convertible. It's just I took it on trade because it guaranteed the sale on the 4-door, basically. So
yeah, Bill from Power Stroke Help.
Yeah. We would love to. That's the only reason somebody wanted to buy the convertible, and he was hounding me religiously on I want that convertible, and I said no, we're talking to Cummins, and we're gonna put that 2.8 in the convertible. That's the only reason I would be excited about the convertible, is to put the 2.8 Cummins in there, and you know that you can put the 4-cylinder Cummins in Jeeps and in Cherokees and in Rangers and in S10s, but if you can put it in a 75-year-old car, you can put it in anything. And I thought that would be good marketing for Cummins. It's just they have not been responsive at all. I think they're having emissions issues and we can't get them over here, so I don't know, that sucks. But again, maybe we'll just have to drive to the States and install it there and then just drive it back.
Yeah.
It was awesome because we took the Audi to across the border, and the border guard's like, why are you hauling a scrap car across the country? And I'm like, car people are stupid. Why do we could do crack, but instead we decided to throw it all at cars. So
could do crack.
Yeah,
that's really
it costs about the same.
Other thing you could do.
Get your kids hooked on things with throttles because they'll never have enough money for drugs. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it does have a 3500. Yeah, and they're decent training. There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah, keep the questions coming. We're going to hop over to Drive Tribe.
Yep. I don't know if they have the output shaft nut issue like the 4500 does. That might be something to look into, but...
Yeah, so we got... Right now there's 4 trucks here. Yeah, okay.
Nice.
That's cool. Oh, next page. Interesting.
That's still that
What happened?
Corvette?
I had it all lined up here.
Okay. The Audi part...
Here's mine.
Okay.
And there's the other one. No. Shoot. No, that's not one. I had it all lined up and I refreshed.
Okay.
Okay. Here. The Snow Fummins. Here we go. It's a Ford. Come on, Internet. Wow.
Okay, while he figures that out, the favorite part of the Audi build so far is being able to use my imagination to just build the like stupidest car that in theory it's gonna work awesome, but there is a lot to that car. So I'm happy that the machine shop, basically he made the brackets and the brakes fit on really well. The air scoop looks amazing, and just hoping that the compounds work out. A couple 78 millimeters or 76 millimeters are backups in case the compounds fall flat on his face, but we're hoping to get together with Matt to figure that out, and it's starting to look like an actual car, so I'm pretty stoked about it. So there's the Fummins 5-speed Allison.
Oh yeah, but it's really slow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is Drive Tribe's servers right now. Seems to be pretty slow.
So okay.
That sucks. I don't know. Maybe it'll speed up in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, I just answered that. So, 06 Canyon, thoughts on diesel swap? They're decent little trucks. There's some stupid stuff. Well, the engine's stupid, but and things like the wheel bearing on the outside of the brake rotor. But that is smaller stuff. If you want to keep it, or you got emotional attachment to the car, by all means, put a nice little 4-cylinder in it. That'd be a nice little truck. So, Jacob's on here, 4BT Civic. You're as ADD as I am, man. He's talking about building a mid-engine diesel drag car with me this afternoon, and now he wants to put a 4BT in a Civic.
Yeah, I've seen the RX-8. I don't think I've seen that 6BT Firebird, though.
6BT Firebird? That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, so I got a general question. I don't know. Like we should talk about that. The video about the Triton swap and the in the prelude. And we're trying to be an information channel, and we actually had somebody leave Patreon because like we started out as being like an informative channel, but now it's just entertainment. But we said from the start, like, you really don't know what you're gonna get because it's a little bit of everything. And the prelude video, I know it was an Accord, but that's the whole point of the video, is that we're like everything out of my mouth in that video was a lie. Like every single word was a lie. I'm like, who would believe that we would actually put a Triton in a Honda? And V&R is sponsoring us. They're super nice people. Like they're some of the nicest people. Like right on par with Andy. It's like, here, you know what? You guys are doing something cool. We want to help you out. Take some of our stuff. And I took the one Dodge truck off of my trailer, and I never met his son before. That was the week before, and he's like, "Oh, you need me to unload you?" I'm like, "No, I can run it." I'm like, "I ran one of these like 10, 12 years ago." He's like, okay, sure, whatever. I'm like, can you show me the controls real quick? So he says, that's how you do it. So I was goofing off with it, and that was really, it was just an afternoon to kind of get used to what we're doing. I actually had to do some work on that Cenobogan. I wanted to do a review on the Cenobogan. Yep.
That's coming up.
But we're just blowing off some steam and having some fun. But it's no different than the shaving video of me in the service truck, or the tailgating truck or the tailgating video on the Dodge truck.
This isn't the first totally fun video.
And there's actually everything runs on smoke. That's one of my favorite videos too, and it has like no views whatsoever. But do you guys? So I'm thinking, do the guys even care? Does anybody even care about the Audi, or do they just want to see diesel repairs? So I'm like, all right, this week we're just pounding out a bunch of diesel repairs, whatever's in the bank, put it out. So, but now all I'm seeing is I love the Audi build. So I don't know. I love everything. So whatever. I don't care whether it's an excavator or a quad or a weed eater that has a bunch of bugs nests in there, or the Audi. This is I don't know. That's why I do a little bit of everything. So
I do wonder a little bit, like, is kind of a high level highbrow joke, like the idea that you're going to put a Triton into anything, let alone a Prelude. But
let alone me.
Maybe not enough people are even thinking about that it's a Triton, that you've made that Triton video. That's sort of like one of our most viewed videos. But
right.
I don't know. Maybe these people haven't seen that, or
I don't know.
Didn't think about that. They just thought it was a swap
video.
But
on a serious note, I'm not joking about this. It's funny because I'm sarcastic enough that people don't know when I'm serious. I'm actually being serious, that the guy that previously owned the Audi has done multiple 6.0 Power Stroke swaps, and he's putting one in a Ranchero right now. I need to get a hold of him because the Audi looks so much different now. It's like, hey, remember that Audi that you brought to the scrapyard? Take a look at it now. And we want to go to your house and check out some of those Power Stroke swaps. So we will be getting into the Power Stroke swap a little bit. That is a legitimate swap. There are people actually doing that. I haven't seen them going into like a Chevy or a Dodge. If you guys do, please send me the links. But there are Power Strokes going into different stuff. So we're going to be looking at that one soon anyway. So
yeah. Pistonhead said he blames the algorithm. Yeah, I'm thinking actually now that's an interesting point. I wonder how many Triton fans look for Triton content found the Prelude swap.
Oh, this guy knows this guy knows.
My favorite engine going into my favorite car. What's this about?
Yeah, that guy made a very informative video on the Triton, and I believe everything he says. So let's sit back and watch what he has to say about this fantastic swap. Yeah,
Shannonville. We almost made it to Shannonville this year.
Yeah.
Not with the Audi, but once it's done, definitely the spaghetti race is not the last thing.
No, 100%. We're gonna have some fun with that. I'd love to see it in like 24 hours of lemons, if they'd let it.
It's not a lemon car.
It's not a lemon car. Well, see, the suspension and the brakes, you can spend as much money on it as you want. So
you can?
Yeah, you can. Not that one, but a race like that, where like the same idea of the spaghetti race, where you drive it to a track, you got to drive it to a different track, beat on it, drive it to another track, replace the engine in a parking lot, Walmart parking lot somewhere because it blew up, and then like we want to do some more stuff like that. Maybe Pikes Peak, dominate that, who knows, and then put it in NASCAR. I don't know. We're just but good news.
Good news.
Good news. Always good news. One of the guys that we made the video on the McLaren.
Yeah.
He just bought an Aventador. Aventador. There we go. I'm out of water. He bought an Aventador, and not that we're gonna see if we can work with him. Something that's later, but we're chatting quite a bit on the phone and that. Super nice guy, right up there with VNR and Tuesley. So if we can make a call, we're actually he knows lots of people that have nice cars, so we'll be working with some of the kids, and we're going to try and put up some sort of ride this fall yet. I know it's coming up quick, but more than likely We have access to the Dunnville Airport too, which is at least 1.5 kilometers long landing strip.
To have an event there, though?
Well, yeah, just to call them and say, hey, we're going to put the Audi up against an Aventador. We're going to put it up against a McLaren. My dentist has a supercharged Mustang, so we can race him. So we can make some cool videos kind of on our own yet to have like our little Street Outlaws own little straight runway. So I think we're doing some cool stuff anyway. It's coming up. So.
Yeah, we'll see. Lots of things behind the scenes.
Yeah.
The Kubota swap.
Shifted Interests. Yeah, go to Shifted Interests page, YouTube channel. They've done a Kubota swap, and I think it actually went really, really good. So
yeah, I think they hit. I don't know if they got it to 100 kilometers an hour. But
oh yeah.
It might be. It might be.
Okay.
I don't know.
Check it out.
It's an interesting one. Instagram. We'll have to look him up.
Yeah. Kid with. We'll do a 6.2 at some point. I got to do more research on them. I don't have that much experience on them. I've worked on them a little bit. I just want to talk to a guy who works on them every day, all day. He's in town, so at some point we will make that video. So.
Is this working now?
Sorry, Drive Tribe guys. We can't really watch any. They're not coming up, so it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it
we're
is.
Broadcasting. It must be Drive Tribe's fault.
Yeah.
Because I got internet. It's not my fault.
Okay. So, Captain Slow. So, yeah.
So you can't see any of this.
We'll be doing lots more Audi videos. We're going to hit the Audi hard, actually, in the next little bit. It's starting to gain some traction. It's funny that I'm a little disappointed that Rob's not advertising the race as much as I expected. We were kind of waiting to see what other people were doing, but I think we have, and our kind of thing on this is when you have horsepower, you make heat, and I think a number one thing that's going to cause issues with all of the racers is just too much heat. They got everything kind of crammed under the hood of a sports car with a rad that's on an angle. So we're going with the rad in the back. We're trying it. We got diff cooler, oil cooler, intercooler, and rad, all nice and big, good flow. So I think we're going to be competitive with that. And we're just kind of there was just everybody else doing their thing. The machinist making the brake parts, transmission getting built, and then a bunch of parts that we were waiting for. So we got a lot of stuff now. We'll be hitting the Audi hard now. So yeah, and but once the Mercedes parts come back, we got to finish that too. Still got to pay the bills. So yeah. So I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad you guys liked the prelude video. It's one of our highest downvoted videos ever. It's
I don't know
like
if that's true.
No.
It's definitely our biggest ratio gap, like upvotes to downvotes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's like a third downvotes to 2/3 upvotes. So.
Whatever.
I wanted to bring rum and coke. I just ran out of time. And how'd you know that wasn't straight vodka?
Sorry, I'm out of beer this time. We had it last week. We didn't.
Yeah.
Last month.
And then if you see me leaning closer, it's because it's having a harder time reading the comments because that was straight vodka. So. Thanks for the the Audi's awesome. It basically, we were the 5th people to sign up between Rob, 1320, Cletus, and somebody else. They have over 3.5 million subscribers between them. So we're just trying to make some impact on them and then see what comes out of that afterwards. Be very curious as to what happens after January. So. Anything else on the Canyon? Then I almost threw up. I thought the brakes were bad enough. Yeah, that Canyon was something else. To get that to pass E-test was a nightmare. But it did go through, so. There is no cheap 4BT. Anybody, even like a seized one, they still want like $2,500 for it. So we're not doing much with the newer tractors. Am I way above you or down below you?
I don't know where you are.
Yeah. Okay. So we're not doing a whole lot with the newer tractors because we were doing a lot more with tractors when the channel started, and actually it was just starting to taper off as the channel started. It was nothing but tractors in the shop 3-4 years ago. It was 6 tractors in the shop, all getting maintained in the winter for farmers, and basically one by one I had to tell them, like, this really isn't reliable enough for you anymore. You have to get a new tractor. They bought a new tractor, and it goes back to the dealership. My problem with my shop is the second I went on my own, I was outdated. In the GPS and all the new electronics in it, it's just, unless you have the software to plug in, there's really no point in there's 12 different sensors to make the 3-point hitch go up and down, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I have to be clear with my customers. I can swap parts if you want to see if it makes a difference, but I don't know what's wrong, and they bring them back to the dealer. So I have to go to the older equipment, or I have to sign up to be a dealer and go back to school, because the last time I was in a classroom was like 10 years ago, and I'm out. I'm done with the new stuff, unfortunately. So we can do some reviews. This winter my brother is working for a pretty big company, so hoping to do some reviews on newer equipment. But as for fixing it, basically it's dealer. So, and even if I find out what's broken, I still have to go to the dealer and get the parts, and downtime is more expensive than the repair. So just talk to the people who already have the parts. So
Drive Tribe seems to be working. We're gonna hop over there for.
Okay, and then I think we're gonna.
Here. This is the Snow Fummins.
The Snow Fummins. Why is it the Snow Fummins? Just because it's white?
I think he's got a Cummins in it. Yeah, he's got a Cummins in a Ford. And snow, yeah, maybe because it's white.
Well, that's racist. The
5-speed Allison.
Nice.
His original Ford transfer case and computers.
Nice. Yeah, it looks like a beautiful truck. I love the stance. Very nicely done. I'm glad the videos helped. Whatever they did. That was with the F350 swap. He was going to put a 5-speed in that, and he needed the yoke out of it, and that's still rolling around the back of my Silverado. So.
we go. Sorry about that. Thought I was turning it on, but
No, the VE pump doesn't have overheating issues. Neither does the P pump. Generally, it gets mostly the circuit board on the top of the VP pump that melts the solder on it. So the biggest thing with lift pump on the VEs and the P pumps is you won't be able to bleed it after you change the fuel filter, and that gets annoying. But I've found them, they'll actually run without like a very weak pump. They'll still be able to get enough fuel from the tank. So another one?
yeah, one more here.
This one work in progress.
There we go. One photo there.
Door. Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to play some audio for you. I don't know if I can.
So is somebody going to drive a forklift into that real soon, or what? Oh. So nice. Okay, we're gonna button up in a couple minutes. I think gotta work at 05.
I got one more here. One more late entry.
Nice. Oh, nice. It's nice camera shots.
I don't know if you'll hear it. Yeah, you won't
So
hear it.
I'm thinking this guy is 19 or 20, 18 or 19 years old. What do you think? I used to do shots like that with my S10. What is it? Zoom in. How old is he? Thinking 18, 19. First truck. Love it. Don't ever sell that thing, man. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice. He's a Ford guy for life.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, don't sell that. Where's he from? Where are you from with the Power Stroke Ranger? That's awesome. Nice.
Go to Drive Tribe if you want to hear this.
Nice.
Sorry, I can't play the audio for you. Awesome. Ah.
Yep. DT466 chugging today, and then it died. Well, first thing is it's DT466 is my second favorite engine over the Cummins, and basically it's not getting fuel. So fuel filter, and then make sure that the fuel is coming on all the way. I think that's electric in there. I'm trying to think, or is it a manual? I can't remember. Anyway, make sure it's getting fuel. That's all it is, and make sure there's no water in that injection pump. So, have we found good interaction on drivetrain? It wasn't the big hype that that we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, we're kind of just using it for our own thing. What we like about it is you can make an album or make a collection of photos or tell a story.
Is it very active?
It's kind of dying. I think it's kind of circulating around the big three. So.
Oh, okay.
You know
the
Top Gear.
Yeah, and nobody else cares about anybody else's project.
I don't know. There's some active stuff, but there's like so many groups now. It's like the only thing you can do, like you're kind of encouraged to join and then start a group. So there's like as many groups as there are members, and a lot of them only have like 10, 15 people in them.
Yeah, okay.
Ours is kind of bigger, but it's not like active. So I'm just using it to kind of use for this. So
yeah. So.
P3100. We have a video.
No, I'll be putting Governor Springs in my Silverado soon, doing a little bit of work on it. I think it's leaking like a sieve, so I'll probably end up pulling the whole pump off and taking a good look at it. But as for actually rebuilding the internals, I always send my injection pumps out. I watched a guy rebuild an injection pump on a Zetor because he said that he knew what he was doing. He fired up the tractor and it ran away on him and he blew up the engine. So we'll just let the professionals handle that. There's only so much I can do. So. Alright.
I'm going to wrap this up.
I think we're going to wrap it up. It's 9:30. I have to go swing by an engine shop yet. Machine shop. And anyway, yeah, we've been affected by the new algorithm. It really seems hard to break into. Popular channels get all the attention, and it's really hard to break out into the new channels. It's too bad. I think we were like a year too late. But anyway, we're getting there slowly. We don't care. We're having fun. But we disappointed in some of our videos. Like our junkyard build, honestly, is right up there. If you haven't seen the junkyard build, go watch the junkyard build. It's got rollovers, it's got Jack Black, it's got Knight Rider. It really, if you want to see a good video, go see it. But yet it's like, it gets like 1 view a day. So much fun. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in another month or so.
Are we gonna coming out on Friday
for the lift pump, and then maybe Audi for the Sunday? Maybe. And then where are we gonna be next? I don't think we got anything scheduled, do we?
No, Florida, January.
Yeah, but nothing between here and there, eh? No open house, no nothing. Okay, we'll see you here in a month. Thanks for watching, guys.
See you guys.